Hello everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and well, I've been making videos, uploading videos, doing all sorts of stuff. Yeah, busy. The weather is a bit cooler today. I had to go to the post office, so but it wasn't too cold. The wind, it was windy, but it wasn't like a cold wind or anything, so it wasn't too bad. But one of them was a big old box, and I had to get Gary to come with me because I couldn't carry it all. So I've done that. We went to the farm shop and came back, but it's not very sunny today. It's gone, and tomorrow is meant to be cold, and maybe even some rain. So we're back to winter for a little bit. I don't know how long, but it's going to be a bit ugh. Anyway, never mind. Could be worse. Could snow. In fact, I think it's going to in places like Scotland, in some areas. So that's how cold it'll be. Cheers. Got myself a nice cup of tea. I've been drinking it because I just filmed a members only, and I also filmed a giveaway for my milestone. So yeah, I've been sitting there cackling away for a while, but just bear with me because I don't want it to get cold. Oh, I can't have that, it's too nice. So what have you been up to? Anything interesting? My milestone giveaway is a nice one. It certainly is. And I was just talking on my members only giveaway about something that I'm hoping to make, which is not for general consumption, but you never know. Fingers crossed it will come off, hopefully. And I'm going to do a separate members giveaway this time as well, because I didn't get anything prepared, and I do like to do them now and then. So yeah, what have you guys been up to? Have you got anything planned for Easter? So we have a few plans with kids and grandkids, and you never this has never happened before, but Alfie, who is Harley's brother, because when Paul met Victoria, she already had two kids, Alfie and Bailey, but Bailey's kind of 18ish this year and not really doing the kids stuff anymore. But Alfie always says to Gary that he'd like to help him do work when he does the work out in the garden and he does DIY stuff, and he also wants to go fishing with him. So although he can't do everything in a couple of days, I think it's about the 10th, we said, Alfie and Harley can come down, and Alfie can help Gary, and Harley and me will just sort of do our own thing. But they can stay for a few days, which would be quite nice. Plus I want to go and see Mike, and I know that obviously it's Easter, so Gary will be seeing Charlotte and the kids as well at some point. They'll come over, but I'm not sure if it's going to come off because they haven't said anymore, but on the 5th Paul did ask, when Victoria asked me if I wanted to go to the cinema. I think, is it the new Mario movie? So we'll have to remind them and see what's happening about that, if they're still doing it. Cheers. Gonna give me my last bit of tea and I'll be back. There's a lot more of that than I thought there was. Nom, 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 nom. Moustache has gone, so Gary's written us some jokes. He must have seen what I said about where are Gary's jokes. Okay, this is long, man. I could be here some time. 2 priests were off to the showers late one night. They undress and step into the showers. Before they realise there's no soap, Father John says, "I've got soap in my room." So he goes to get it, not bothering to dress. He grabs 2 bars of soap, one in each hand, and heads back to the showers. He's halfway down the hall when he sees 3 nuns heading his way. Having no place to hide, he stands against the wall and freezes like a statue. The nuns stop and comment on how lifelike he looks. The first nun reaches out and pulls on his manhood. Startled, he drops 1 bar of soap. "Oh, look," says the first nun. It's a soap dispenser. To test her theory, the second nun pulls on his manhood, and sure enough, he drops the other soap. Now the third nun decides to have a go. She pulls one, and then twice, and then 3 times, but nothing happens. So she gives it several more tugs, and then he yells out, "Oh my!" "Oh," she said, "hand lotion too." Gary! Gary! Oh my! So, it's just a piece of fun, okay? Sorry if you're uber religious and that's blasphemy. It's just fun. It's just a joke. I laugh at ginger people all the time. And that sounds awful now because I don't look ginger. But I am. Serious. It is true. I was a ginger. A redhead. Once. Many moons ago. Do I still count? I was born that way, right? But I'm not anymore. So does it still count? There's a bit of ginger in there, isn't there? It's kind of blondie red. Caramel. This is caramel head. I drank that tea too fast. So I'm having a bit of a... Oh, let's do this. So gimbal's been a bit safer. Oh, I don't want to get rid of this one. Look. It's just too cute. Just too darn cute. Okay. What is that thing anyway? It says trooper number 2. Oh, I don't know. Maybe moth wants it. Eat it. I don't ask questions, says trooper number 2. Better not eat it, because they're obviously talking about my little Grogu. Yeah. Eat it. Poor little Grogu. Anyway, so what have you been up to? Anything interesting? Anything at all? Going on holiday soon. One little one. And obviously I'll be taking you guys with me and doing some filming out and about. And I'm really looking forward to one of my excursions because it's a Viking experience. I really love it. I can't wait. I don't think it's going to be like, you know, dressing as a Viking. It's not going to be like that. It's like a museum where they've got artifacts. And I'm so looking forward to it because I just loved all those Viking shows. You know, if we did watch Viking, we watched the other one, Kingdom. What was it? I don't know, the one with Uhtred, son of Uhtred. And then the other one with Floki in it. I can never remember what they're called, but they were all brilliant and I loved them. The only one we haven't watched is The Northman, but Gary said it wasn't very good. He tried to watch it. But, yeah. Do love a bit of Vikingism. Is that a thing? I don't know. But when we went to Comic-Con, I did buy a Viking horn, a drinking horn. And it sits on my side, but I could put it in my cabinet actually. But yeah, they might have a few more little things to buy. Because at one point, you know, I thought I might go to Comic-Con as a Viking. Female Viking, obviously like Lagatha. Got the hair, you know, just have like the long plait. So I could. And what my, you know, the first time we went to Comic-Con, it was our intention of going the following year and dressing up. But in my mind's eye, I was thin, you know. By the time next one came round, I was going to be on the diet. And the next time I went to Comic-Con, I was going to be thin. Well, it didn't really work. I think I was fatter, if anything. So I didn't dress up. But we're going again. I don't know if it's this year or next. But I think it might be this year. No, it's got to be next, surely. And I said to Paul, because I know Paul and Victoria want to go. Well, Paul's the one who really wants to go. But if they can't go, I said, can I take Harley with me? So, yeah, that would be cool. and it's a lot of walking around, but you know, it's not far where we stay, so it's all right. But yeah, that was my first part of my costume done. My little drinking horn, but I never got any more. And when I looked for costumes, they were naff, you know, they really were. You'd have to make one to make it look good. And the diet never materialised. But it is happening now, I have to say. So I've been on it a couple of days, starving yesterday I was. So I'll be glad when it actually kicks in and it works on the appetite, because yesterday I was ravenous. I was, don't mind saying. And I actually did eat a couple of chicken legs over the top, because, not over the top, but I had dinner and I was still hungry. So I ate a couple of chicken legs. I was just really, I hadn't had any lunch. I think that's why. So, but after a while, it starts to curtail your appetite and your hunger. And I'm kind of looking forward to that. But it's all right, doing really well. I know it's working because I got cramp in bed this morning. So I started on the magnesium just to like make sure that I don't get cramp, because I kind of was half awake and I felt it start. So I just, if this is your leg and this is your foot, if you bring your foot up like that, stops it. I don't know if you know that, but it just stops it dead. You know when you watch football, soccer, and they're running around, they get cramp, and one of their teammates pushes their foot down and like leans on it? Same thing. It works. It really does. So if you get cramp in your legs, especially your calf muscles, which is where I get it, just do that with your foot. You know, pull it up towards your face as hard as much as you can, and it just stops it. It works. It really works. But of course, I'm going to take some magnesium, so hopefully it won't work, because the worst thing that ever happened regarding cramp to me was I woke up in absolute agony. And I looked at my leg, and say if this was my leg muscle, there was this thing like this sticking out, and it was purple and angry. And it was just obviously a muscle. It just came right out, and it was angry and hard. And I cried big time, because I've never experienced such pain in my entire life. And when you get woken up by pain, it's almost like it's magnified 1,000 times. You know, it's like awful. But cramp pain's horrible anyway. But yeah, that works. It seriously does. And it also works with your foot. I had cramp of a little while ago, if you like, in that part of my foot, you know, the bit where it instep, and all I did was just bend it the other way and it stopped. So yeah, little tip for you, how to get rid of cramp. So if you didn't know, definitely try it, because it works. Anyway. See the things you learn when you watch Crochet Rocks? Wowza. I feel like there's something I was going to tell you and I can't remember what it is. I had a bit of an odd experience the other day. I went out. We feed the fox. Okay, we get this fox come. And sometimes if you throw stuff out during the day, cats eat it. But if you throw it out at night, then the fox gets it. So I went out the other day, well, it's dark, went out the other evening, and as I went, so obviously the outside light came on as I went through the garden, and I threw this stuff for the fox, and on the way back, a cat caught my eye. I don't know if I want to tell you this. I've got a 6-7 foot fence between me and Colin, and this cat just came up like that and looked over the fence at me. And I looked at it, and it went down, and then it come back up again. And it was just staring at me. There was no flash in its eyes, just a cat. And I went, how are you doing that? I just went in. And it wasn't until a bit later that the whole thing started to play on my mind. And the fact that it was just staring, like just looking at me, but with a knowing face. It was bizarre, just the way it was looking at me. And it wasn't a neighbourhood cat. This was the thing. It was a really beautiful cat, but it reminded me of one that lived next door to me many, many years ago. Long-haired and very attractive cat, but quite a large cat. But there was nothing for it to stand on to see over a fence. So I kept thinking, what was that? What was it? And do you know what keeps playing on my mind? And this is real Space Cadet stuff, because have you seen the trailers for Disclosure Day? When the animals just stare at you. It just kept playing on my mind that and it was, when you see a cat and you talk to that cat, its ears, not a thing. Not a thing. I just went, hello, what are you doing there? Nothing. And no flashing from the light either. No reflection in the eye. Which is unusual, because cats and light, that's why they made cat's eyes in the road. Very strange thing. Very, very strange. And the way it just kind of moved down and then came back up again. There was no turning of its head. It was just completely stationary. But it just came up, looked at me, went down and come back, looked at me. It's the weirdest thing, the most odd experience I've ever had in my life. And at the time, I just spoke to this cat. What are you doing there? Something like that. What are you standing on? There's nothing there to stand on. And if it was like a cat that was perched on a fence, all right, no, there was no flashing of the eye. Oh, it was just weird. Really weird experience. I wasn't asleep. I didn't dream it. I don't know what it was. I don't know what to say. And my face exploded then. I don't know if you saw that. But I had a funny dream last night. I dreamt that I was walking in the town, the other end of the island. And I noticed a yarn shop. And I went in, and there was a really nice lady that worked in there, like a young girl, young person. And we got chatting, and her shop was ridiculously busy. Really, but she didn't have hardly any yarn. But it was packed with people, and she hardly had any yarn. And we were talking about me, my shop, and Hobby Rocks, and I woke up. It's bizarre, we actually spoke about the fact that there's a yarn shop further down the road, but she was in the middle of the town and really packed. But yeah, it was just a weird dream. Why would I dream that? I don't know. It's funny, isn't it? But maybe it's the cosmos telling me to have a yarn shop, perhaps. I don't know. The cosmos brought me a cat. Beautiful cat. Tell you what, that was an absolutely gorgeous cat. And it had a kind of big, fluffy face because it was long-haired. It was a very attractive cat. Big as a Maine Coon, Big cat. Bizarre cat. Don't know what to make of it. I really don't. Anyway. Didn't know whether to tell you this or not, because I don't want to sound like a lunatic. Well, I am. I'm a lunatic, but you know what I mean. It's just bizarre. One of those bizarre experiences that you have in life. How could this cat? I just don't get it. I didn't even tell Gary about it, because he'd just say he'd laugh at me. He would. If I ever talk to him about any of the things I watch, I look at him and he's got this face that I want to slap. He does, he laughs at me. Literally laughs at me. What can you do? Anyway, guys, I did Google it. And we got into we fell down a rabbit hole, me and the AI Google, over it. But I'm not going to go into that, because you will think I've lost my plot. Anyway. Yeah. Have you ever had any weird experiences? If you have, please tell me them in the comment section. I really would like to know. I'm going to get off and upload this and all my other videos that I've recorded. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.